everybody, it's Paul from Circular Motion, bringing you my weekly look at what's been jamming up my turntable and my vinyl finds. So, welcome. So hello again everybody, thanks for joining me. 31 subscribers, it's getting more and more every day, which is really nice, really heartwarming. If you're coming back for more, thank you. If you're new, welcome. If you are new, please, and you do like what you see, please hit like and subscribe down below and tickle the old notification bell just so you keep up to date with new content. I try and do one video a week for definite, and then I throw in a few bonuses here and there. Just earlier I uploaded a unboxing video, so check that out if you haven't already. And we're going to look at first, right now, what has been hot on my turntable. So without further ado, let's go. So I'm going to start off. It's been a mixed bag this week, again, as always, and not as many as the previous few weeks because I just seem to have been too busy to listen to a lot of music. But we'll start off with this absolute belter, Twisted Sister, Under the Blade. This is probably my favourite Twisted Sister album. This, even though, you know, they've got some great albums out there, this one is the first and the best, in particular with What You Don't Know. That track is just pure brilliance. You've got Bad Boys of Rock and Roll, Run for Your Life, Sin After Sin, Shoot 'em Down, Destroyer, Under the Blade, Tear It Loose, and Day of the Rocker. This is an original pressing from 1982 on Secret, on the Secret record label. Let me just show you that. Get it up carefully. So yeah, the Secret record label there. I managed to pick this up from my favourite record store here in Darlington, and for a decent price, and it is in perfect condition, so I'm really cheap to bits with that. So this was the first Twisted Sister album that I had after I had a couple of 12 inches, and it is just pure brilliance. Technically you could almost call it part of the new wave of British heavy metal, because even though they were American, they took off better over here, and they got a record deal over here, and they kind of favoured the UK more than the US for a long while. So yeah, brilliant, check it out. Next up we've got a reissue. Animals, Pink Floyd. This was a kind gift from my brother from another mother, Justin. So hello, if you're there, thank you. I'm not a massive Floyd fan, but I like the metal, and I love this album too. Justin did say it was a bit of a grower. You had to like grow into it, you had to live with it for a while, and he wasn't wrong. But it is a really good, and I think a lot of the lyrical content still stands true today as to when it was originally released. But this is a 2016 reissue, and as you would expect with the Pink Floyd product, it is top notch. Sounds great. You know, everything's kind of reproduced as it would have been, and it's got that fantastic Hypnosis cover. So yeah, not a lot to say about that except A, thank you Justin, and B, check it out. Then we have the mighty Metallica. This was a gift from my eldest daughter and her boyfriend, and it's the double LP reissue, and it's one of the few sort of rock reissues, heavy metal reissues, that actually is cracking. It sounds better, I think, than I remember it. I used to have it on CD, I didn't get it on vinyl when it came out. I had it on CD, and this just absolutely cuts through you. The drums on this, I think this is one of the last albums that was recorded using tape, sort of back in the 80s, early 90s rather, and you know, the drums are really powerful, even though Lars Ulrich's playing them. Sorry Lars. Yeah, some great tracks. It's a double disc reissue, so it's got 3 tracks per side: Enter Sandman, Sad But True, Holier Than Thou, Unforgiven, Wherever I May Roam, and Don't Tread on Me, which is a belter. Through the Nether, Nothing Else Matters, which I don't really like, and Of Wolf and Man, God That Failed, My Friend of Misery, and The Struggle Within. I think the first 6 tracks are the best 6 tracks personally. We're all different. But yeah, again, it's a lovely little reissue. There is a nice insert in there that reproduces, for me, what was the inner sleeve of the CD. Got the lyrics on there and those stylized pictures of the band. You can hold that in a certain way and see the little snake on the bottom there. So yeah, not a lot to be said about that, apart from check it out. And now something completely different. Count Basie meets Duke Ellington. This is a great, it's a reissue from 1974, I believe. I'm not sure when the original was issued, but this was reissued on the Embassy label. CBS, I think. So we've got under the CBS, here we go. Yeah, under the Embassy mark there. And it's got some nice tracks if you like this kind of thing. Battle Royale to You, Take the A Train, Until I Met You, Wild Man, Segway in C, BDB, and Jumping at the Woodside. It's Count Basie Orchestra and the Duke Ellington Orchestra, so it's almost like a battle of the bands, you could call it. Or this could be the 60s version of what was that? Collision Course, Jay-Z and Linkin Park. Not quite, but anyway, yeah, it is really good. It sounds, you know, I got this in the town. It's a great pressing. It sounds really nice. There's a lot of depth to it. Some nice tones, nice definition. So if you get a chance, if you can catch up with it, check it out. Let's have a look what's next. Alice Cooper, Lace and Whiskey. This was, I don't know, a bit of a departure for Alice, I think. It's not up to his usual rocky kind of, it's very theatrical. It's a very theatrical album, and it's kind of themed as if it was a 30s noir sort of tale, right down to the notes on the back. It's got some reviews that must be made up. Some great tracks on it. Damned If You Do, It's Hot Tonight, Lace and Whiskey. This is an original, from what I can gather, looking at Discogs 1977. Now, looking at the cover, it seems to suggest it was a New Zealand pressing, but I'm not too sure. I can't find it. It does say made in the USA on the label, so I'm going to stick with that. But again, I'm just going by the colour of the cover compared to the images on Discogs. It's not in the best of condition. I actually had two. I sold one on eBay just recently. Neither of them are in great nick, to be honest. This was the better of the two. I sold the worst of the two. I will try and catch up with this, either an OG copy, because I do like Alice Cooper, or if not, if we ever get a reissue, then I will definitely buy one of those. But it is, you know, it is nice. It's got, let's have a look. It's got the original sleeve inside with some liner notes, but no lyrics, strangely. And it's also got the original insert, so Join or Die, Alice Cooper Fan Club, the colour on the back there. So that is quite nice to have that little sort of piece of history, knowing that it's original, not a repro. So that is quite good. I will try and slide that back in there. And I'm going to have an issue. Nope, there we go. Nicely done. Final one in terms of what I've been listening to this week is Adam and the Ants. A guilty pleasure. They don't make them like that anymore. So this is, it appears to all intents and purposes to be an original 1980 pressing. This was actually, I had this album back in my youth for a little while, and I sold it for money to buy drugs. Only joking. I sold it, I don't know why I sold it. I think I might have sold it when I just sold the rest of my LPs, but I didn't have it, and I saw it for £5. I thought, yeah, why not? Ant Music is still a cracking track. It's got some nice tracks on here: Kings of the Wild Frontier, Jolly Roger, Ants Invasion, Killer in the Home, Making History, The Magnificent Five, Don't Be Square, Be There. You know, it is good. It's got the original sleeve, which has got the lyrics on, and some nice little sort of pictures of the band there. It's in reasonable condition overall. A bit of sticky tape there that says Gregory Brownlee ICI. So I don't know who you are, Greg, but cheers, mate. I now have this, and you know, it's a nice piece of nostalgia for someone that kind of grew up with this, and if you didn't grow up with this, check it out. Early Adam and the Ants were quite groundbreaking at the time. You know, they were different. They were very different to everything else that was kicking around. He was quite innovative, Mr. Adam Ant. So give it a listen if you get a chance. So yeah, that's what's been jamming up my turntable. If you have, you know, anything that you'd like to share, drop it in the comments down below. If you've got any recommendations for me for something that you think I should check out or might like, as I'm open to everything. I know I do mainly a lot of rock and some jazz, but you know, I am open to everything and anything except high BPM dance music. That drives me insane, I'll be honest. But each to their own. I'm not condemning it, it's just not for me. So I am going to now go through some of my vinyl finds. Don't go away. And I'm back. And if you can hear a noise in the background, that's my incredibly noisy washing machine. I think the bearings are going, so it sounds like it's actually getting ready to take off. So not a great deal to share this week. I've got a few for this week, and I've got a few to go in next week's. If you've already seen my unboxing video, you'll know that I got the Neil Young Down in the Rust Bucket Deluxe set, which is superb. And just a quick note on that, I've watched the DVD all the way through now. I think when I did the unboxing video, I'd only watched half of it when I sort of finished off. And there's a version of Cowgirl on the Sand on there, which isn't on the album or the CD, which is phenomenal. So if you do get a chance to catch up with it, I'm sure someone's going to post the entire concert on YouTube at some point. It's worth checking out if you like Neil. Like I said in that video, he's not a virtuoso musician. He's not somebody that you think, oh yeah, great guitar player. He's not, but what he does very well, and he just kind of pulls you along with this raw vitality in his playing. So if you get a chance, check that out. So I only have two to show you. The first one is kind of like a vinyl tag update really, because when I did the vinyl tag back in January when I started all this, I didn't have a promo copy or a white label. I have changed that with this, which is Batman Original Television Soundtrack. And as you can see on the A side there, it's got the Batman theme. On the B side, and Watusi A Go Go, Batusi A Go Go. On the Batman side, on the B side, it's got Batman Powers the Penguin, or in parentheses, aha, my fine feathered finks, and To the Batmobile, which is basically an instrumental version of the Bat theme. Why did I buy this? Because I love 1960s Batman. I used to have this as a cassette single, and I think I've sold it long since, but yeah, in the cassette single just had the Batman theme and Batusi A Go Go, which is also subtitled I Shouldn't Wish to Attract Any Attention, and it is lifted directly from one of the episodes, as is Batman Powers the Penguin. It's soundtrack directly off the soundtrack to the episode, and yeah, it's cracking. It is. I mean, I paid way over the odds for it. Mental note to myself is that from now on, if I buy anything off eBay, which is where I got this, I have to check Discogs first, because I paid just short of 10 times more than this is actually worth on Discogs. But don't care. It is good, and this actually is it's probably the best I've ever heard the Batman theme. It sounds really good. It's a really nice pressing. It's got a lot of depth to it. So if you like Batman, if you don't like Batman, check it out anyway. Awesome. And the final one for today, which is quite a big one. Now, you may remember, I think last week I said I was going to do, I was looking forward to maybe doing 2 unboxings. I bought 2 box sets. One of them being the Neil Young one, and one of them being this, which is Rush Hemispheres, the 40th Anniversary Deluxe Edition. All was going well until I took delivery of it, and I will show you a couple of pictures so you can see what I mean. So yeah, it actually came in a plastic bag. So this was a £50 box set, and it came in a expletive deleted plastic bag. So I wasn't best happy. as you can see, it didn't arrive intact. So there are also a couple of like creases on the packaging inside on the sleeves of the contents. The records themselves are fine. I contacted Amazon straight away because that's how I got it from, and to be fair, they were great, and they gave me a £10 refund, which is about 20%. So I was quite happy with that. I can live with that, you know. I can live with that. I can tape it up. But what about the box set itself? Wow. So we've got an original copy of the album. This is a direct metal mastering, pretty much like the other stuff that was released back in the early part of this decade. This is an actual 2018 release though, a re-release. And again, it is a direct metal mastering, and it sounds unbelievably good. It really does. It's actually one of my favourite Rush albums after 2112. I think it. I know side one for some can be quite a challenging listen, but I've really kind of grown into it. And the quiet bits. I don't know what it is with this DMM, but the quiet bits are quiet, really quiet, to the point where you kind of think, as it stops. When you first, like, that needle drops and then you don't hear anything at all, you think, oh no, hang on a minute, and then everything kicks in. So yeah, you know, side one is Cygnus X1 Book 2, following on from, is it Farewell to Kings, where Cygnus Part 1 was on? I can't quite remember. Side 2, we've got Circumstances, The Great, The Trees, and the immensely epic La Villa Strangiato, which is just absolutely killer. And it sounds, that's probably one of my favourite Rush tracks, and it just absolutely kills it on this. It really does. And so then what else have we got in here? So there is a lovely little 12-inch book, 12-inch size book, that it's very kind of René Magritte inspired, with the old bowler hat, and there's kind of a recurring sort of theme of a gentleman in a bowler hat that is quite prevalent in a lot of Magritte's work. So yeah, you've got a nice essay written by Rob Bowman, and you've got some bespoke artwork. I'll hold that up for you there. I'll find some more. So yeah, he just talks about it, sort of everything to do with the album at the time, its conception and everything. We've got the original album credits on this page, and some pictures I'm trying to show you so you don't actually get the sunlight. Where am I going? I'm an idiot. There we go. And then over this side, that way, Paul, you've got a little bit more. There's a little Dalmatian there, which actually could be like the Dalmatian that's just sat over to my right, over there. Well, she's flat out because she's been fed and watered and walked, so she's giving it big Zeds. There's some credits to do with the actual album, and as you can see there's some nice pictures of the band from around that time on tour. There's a nice little spread there of the stage set, which kind of reminds me a little bit of Motorhead Bomber. I don't know why, I think it's just that whole structure there. And the smoke. Picture of the, I think, underrated Alex Lifeson. It's just doodling, not diddling his guitar, doodling on his guitar. And then there's another image, and you can see that guy in the middle there. It's very, very René Magritte inspired, in my opinion. Then a shot of the late and incredibly great Neil Peart, the magnificent Geddy Lee, and finally there's another sort of stylized piece of artwork, and a shot of, I'm assuming that's where it was recorded, probably. I haven't read, full disclosure, I haven't actually read the essay yet by Rob Bowman, so slide that back in there. But what makes this special is the inclusion, get the bloody thing out, of this bonus disc, or discs rather. So bonus content, two LPs in a lovely little sleeve. if you have Amazon Music, or even if you've got YouTube, which everybody has YouTube because you're watching me on it now, that was a stupid thing to say. If you've got Amazon Music HD, go on and look on the Rush page and look for the Pink Pop Festival. That is really good early recording, and that is what's on here. So that's from 1979, June 4th. It says here. So this is the full set. It's got Passage to Bangkok, Xanadu, The Trees, Cygnus. Cygnus Book 2, Hemispheres, The Sphere, A Kind of Dream, so which is the final part of Cygnus on the Hemispheres album. Closer to the Heart, cracking. La Villa Strangiato, which is an absolutely immense version. It really is terrific. Then we've got In the Mood, a drum solo, which also is top notch, and Something for Nothing. Then the final side 6, is Live in Arizona, November 20, 1978, so a little earlier, which basically has the full start to finish of 2112. And again, it is exceptional quality. It really is. Both of these press-ins on this bonus content are phenomenal. They're direct metal masterings again, and they are just exquisite. They really are exquisite. It's the kind of thing really that, even though it's I mean, I think Pink Pop is a radio broadcast, or I'm not quite sure where the actual original recording comes from, but again, and I'm going to go on about this again, but it puts Queen's Live Around the World released to shame. So yeah, if you get a chance, but if you order it from Amazon, just beware that it might come in a bloody plastic bag. So like I say, I paid 50 quid for this. I got it for 40 in the end, and it is totally worth it. Totally worth it. And that concludes everything for today. I do have some treats for you for next week. A couple of bits arriving this week. I've also, midweek, I'm hoping to get part 2 of my look at my live collection. So we'll be looking at official releases from 1980 onwards. I did like 1960, 1970 last week, and I'm hoping to get the second part of that done. So do join me for that. That would be special. And in the meantime, the sun's shining here, so I'm going to go and try and enjoy some of the day. And I hope the sun's shining wherever you are, but wherever you are in the world, thank you for watching, and take care, and I'll see you again soon. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe and tickle the notification bell. See you soon.